Cup of tea, Aunt Sally. Put your feet up. Come in and meet the missus. Go on then. Where was that from? Where was them two from? Come in, put your feet up, meet the missus, have a cuppa. The Labyrinth. Anybody ever watched that? It's filled with so much, credible. If you look at the story, really powerful story, The Labyrinth. No one has the power over you. No one has the power over me. Fantastic. The film itself is fantastic. I can't praise it enough. Very, very genius. Very genius. You've got your pit of eternal stench. That's the government, the system. You've got a girl trying to rescue her younger brother, and the harder she pushes, the faster she runs, the more she ends up going back. You know, it's incredible how the whole story works. And have a cup of tea, Aunt Sally. Cup of tea, Aunt Sally. Ever remember that? Where's little Gummidge? Yeah, I guess we've all got different heads these days. So welcome everybody to the Beginner's Guide, how to walk, how to work with crystals. Sorry, I was going to say how to walk a path with crystals. Same thing, really. It's great to be here. If you're watching on playback, one, thank you very much. Two, I'm sorry that you're not here on the live. Unfortunately, YouTube has totally now banned me. I'm literally nowhere to be seen. So if you want to be seen, apparently somebody's told me, I don't know if this is true or not, but unfollow me and follow me again. And if you ever see anything of mine, whether you like it or you don't, if you click on the like button, apparently that I don't know if that works. I don't. For me, I don't think so. I don't think that works. And thank you, because now where am I now? Down another 1,000 this week. So I'm now down to just 2 off 190. Is it 160? I can't remember. 163,000. I was at 164 a few weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago. Now it's gone down 1,000 again. So consistently shadow banned, but we're here now and we're talking crystals, and it makes a refreshing change, as I said on the comment section, to the madness that is happening in the world right now. And don't you dare tell me this isn't to reflect. This isn't to reflect you from reflecting on yourself. Of course it is. Everything is a stage show. Everything is a pantomime. Everything is to distract you from what your true purpose in this world is. And as a healer, we try to help you back on that path. We try to help shake you off of all the nonsense by telling you, no, it's all an illusion. Stop following the government. Stop believing them. Stop believing in the right and left wing of politics. Stop believing in corporations. We try to help break you through the matrix. We try and break you out of it. We try and clear the programming. And it's difficult because most people don't want to. Most people don't want to break free from. They like the matrix. They like this madness. They love it. What would you do? Offer them a chance to find their peace? Ugh, don't want to do that for. Do I want peace for? I love this world of craziness. I love getting up in the morning and knowing who's dead, who's been blown up, who's going to jail, who's been free from jail. I want to know all of it. This gives me joy and happiness. Yeah, certainly not like me then, are you? And as healers now, hopefully a few healers out there are starting to be brave enough to say that we are not all the same. We might all look the same, might have maybe different color of skin, but we're not all the same. What's inside is what really is important to know who that person is. So anyway, here we go. Crystals part 2. I can't remember what I said on crystals part 1. I haven't got a clue. But let's just, I've laid a few crystals. Well, I always lay a few crystals out in front of me all the time, but I've put some crystals out here on how to work with crystals and how to begin to work with crystals. One of the most common questions asked is, can you put crystals together? If so, which ones are good to put together? Or are they dangerous to put crystals together? And if so, which ones are dangerous to put together? So here's a great example. Here's a crystal that I put together out of your effort and my effort. So ideas sprung up from our beautiful family on here. So we came up with an idea of Morsitsi and beautiful jasper, which is called Bumblebee, and then an absolutely gorgeous amethyst. Now, these are furthest from each other's energy. They're all very different. Morsitsi from Burma is a unique energy. And the energy of Morsitsi, I found that it dispels, it protects from very dark energies. Bumblebee, for me, is an uplifting crystal, far from a protector, but it focuses on the heart energy. And I always find I'm always pumped up. I always feel good. I always feel strong. I feel like a lion. So completely different energies. And then you've got your beautiful amethyst. Amethyst vibrates at a high frequency of this world. It vibrates at a frequency, again, of the heart, but also of what's called the alpha, the pineal, and the attunement to the spirit world is its frequency. So it helps you attune to the spirit world. Now, furthest from each other. Now, think about that. How could they possibly hurt each other? How could they possibly cause any issue to each other when each of them has their own frequency? None of them are vibrating at the same frequency. They all vibrate at their own frequency. So they don't interfere with each other. But what they do is they create an energy around and within the body to cause the energy that it wants to cause. So Morsitsi from Burma works around the life force. For some reason, it targets the life force and puts an amazing protection around you, which dark entity energies don't like at all. So that's working its magic. It's working its energy. That's its energy. That's what it's doing. Bumblebee is beautiful. Bumblebee, it's like having a healing session and laying it on your heart. It feels like you're being pumped up from the inside. Again, directed straight to the heart energy, working very well. What's up with you today? Lily, I can't concentrate, babes. Come here. Lily. It's hard to concentrate. She's just barking. It's because the window's open and there's a dog barking probably. What's up with you, babes? There you go. There's no dog yet. So cool. Hey, have you seen that beautiful crystal there? Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that beautiful? Always nice to have a beautiful piece of blue kyanite watching your back. So this is Princess Lily. This is the little noisy girl, warning everybody off, protecting the place. Good girl. You're such a good protector. Yes, you are. So what do you want to do? You want to get down? Okay. Go and chill, baby. Okay. So, yeah, getting back to the three. Then your final piece is your amethyst, which is a frequency and an energy that stimulates the third eye, the pineal. What it also does, it vibrates at a frequency that helps the pineal vibrate at the frequency is what it should do, how it should work. And you'll capture glimpses every now, or you'll feel the spirit world around you, because amethyst helps that. So I just give you a great example. I've got an amethyst here that I work with clients, or I used to. The point at this is perfect for the point. Here's a very, very powerful PowerPoint. I'm not so sure many people talk about this PowerPoint, but as a healer, I didn't really listen to like people talking about the chakras that much. I just wanted to know myself, where are the PowerPoints? And I would say this is one of the most powerful PowerPoints in the world, okay, in our world, right there. And what you can do with that, and how you can heal people, and how you can receive energy as well as give energy, is phenomenal. So by placing this point on here, I sometimes have some kind of rounded edges as well. I like pointed edges and I like the rounded edges. I'd hold like this. So if I'm working on you, I will imagine that's imagine you and me now. So my hand would be round about here, and I would be working on here, round about here. And I'd be working, I'd be going clockwise, maybe anti-clockwise, but I'd be sending frequency through this crystal. Why? Because when you amplify the energy that comes through here and it directs at a certain point, which is the pineal, you find that, I just saw colors, Mark, after like 10, 15, 20 minutes of working, and people say, oh, it's bullshit, this doesn't work. Well, I tell you what, I remember being in Ibiza, and I remember this wonderful soul who had a crystal shop. And I said, I'm interested in buying a crystal to work on opening the third eye. And he said, I've just got the perfect thing. And he went over and he got this native, what looked like a wand, but a different one. It wasn't straight, it was bendy. It was like, it wasn't like curly, it was just bendy, like a stick. And then at the end of the stick was a Lemurian quartz, and it was wrapped in leather. And he said, sit down. And he had a seat, and he had a seat purposely for these things. And I sat down. He says, close your eyes. I closed my eyes, and he started working. I swear, when it happens to you, it's so beautiful. It's so overwhelming. There are no words. You can't express it. But I felt where he was moving the wand. I could literally feel as he was moving it. And I'm so excited. I'm overjoyed. I've just finished a 7-day spiritual whatever. I might have been doing readings for people, healings for people, and a workshop. So I was in that buzzing energy. I was already in that energy. And what I used to do is when I'd finished the days in Ibiza of working, I would always head to this shop. He's gone now. He passed of cancer, unfortunately. And I used to head to this shop, and I'd save all the money that came in. I'd like, okay, I'm going to treat myself now to a crystal. And I didn't have that much money then at all. So one piece of Moldavite, like back then, if I showed you this, I wouldn't be able to afford that. After 1 week's wage, I wouldn't be able to afford that. I would be able to afford a little tiny piece of Moldavite, a little also not so much a teardrop, but just a little piece. So I'm very excited to go there, but this was my money. It's like what I'd saved up, and I also have to pay for my mortgage and everything. So I have to be careful, which I never was. And so he did this. And, when you work on clients and clients look at you as if to say, what was that? What did you just do there? And I'm like, well, I don't really know what I'm doing per se. I just know that I'm guided to work with certain things and just follow that. I felt like I needed to work here. And then they'd say, literally, the colors that I saw, or the images that I saw, or and this often happened as well if I'd work with something like this, which is what you would just say, oh, rose quartz, don't knock it just because it's all over the place. It's very powerful. When I worked with this one and I'd worked on the temples, sometimes they would feel a presence of that they'd never felt before. And they felt like all they would say was, I feel, and I always say this with this crystal, I felt comfort for the first time. I felt protected. I felt loved, right? So I used to clock the words with pen to paper. I used to write it down after every session I did. So I used to see there was that was said before about rose quartz. That was said, they didn't know I was working with rose quartz. They just said afterwards what they felt. And I'd write it down when they walk out of the door. I'd like quickly write down everything that I'd learned. So I don't know where I am with my point, but my point is that I think when I experienced it to the full effect of what I was giving to my clients, it's such a joy. The smile on that face, on my face, was like, I want that. And he'd say, yeah, it's expensive, Mark. And I'm like, I don't care. I want it. It's okay, baby. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. There's no I can do. Sorry, she's just doing the job. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you. Good girl. You're a good girl. Thank you for protecting the academy. So yeah, it was such a good feeling. It was such confirmation, because I know that when you guys are working with crystals and clients and stuff, sometimes it's hard to really grasp what's happening. You can feel your clients happy, and they're telling you these stories, and it's lovely. But when you experience firsthand, that is another level. That's another beautiful energy. So yeah, I ended up buying this lovely Native American wand. And I remember working on, did I give the wand to, I can't remember who I gave the wand to, but I ended up giving, like everything I have, I end up giving everything away. And I know I give it away because it's needed for that person, for that moment. So I've always been like that. I've always been a giver in that sense when I know it's needed to be given. So that's beautiful. So I hope I've clarified that I have never come across two crystals that should not be together. I've never come across three crystals that shouldn't be together. Never. I've always seen a crystal vibrate at its own frequency that does not interfere with the frequency of another crystal, because they're all unique in frequencies. They don't vibrate at the same frequency. And sometimes when you lay a crystal on somebody, what's fascinating is why that crystal, a certain part of that client, and when you take it off and another client lays down and you think, oh, you'll put it on and see it working in the same way, that crystal will be vibrating at the same frequency, but the client will be healed in a different part of the physical or the emotional or the spiritual. So this crystal can affect you and me very differently, but it vibrates at the same frequency. I found that one crystal thus far, the only crystal I've ever found that vibrates and changes its vibration to suit a certain narrative, a certain truth, a certain frequency on that client and how they're healing, is again Moldavite. Moldavite for some reason vibrates at a different frequency as it did do when I first got it. And I've noticed it vibrates at different frequencies depending on what's happening in the cosmos. So I find that fascinating. I don't see it in Tektite, black Tektite. I don't see it in other Tektites. I just see it in the Moldavite. So I find that fascinating. So let's get back to like working with crystals. I have a beautiful crystal here in front of me. Gorgeous. Isn't that lovely? So this crystal always worked really well with me, with clients who were suffering from grief. So if you've lost your puppy, your beautiful doggy, your daughter, your mum, your sister, your brother, any member of family or any friends, this is a really good frequency for healing. And it doesn't, it's a crystal that this one particularly, they call it black tourmaline. And this one comes from Namibia. Namibia. I can never say it right. It comes from Africa. It's beautiful. You can see it's mother stone. It's exactly how it's dug. This is how I like it. There you go. So this crystal was always lifted whenever somebody came with grief, and it always rested on the head and then here. So it would always kind of rest on the heart or the dip area here. So it would always rest here. And then I'd just crack on and do the healing work. I'd work to the head and then I'd go to the heart. Grief is an awful, awful, awful energy. And the reason why is because the memory of the brain creates the grief. The grief of the frequency, heavy energy, then falls and it hits either the heart normally or sometimes the stomach. So I guess putting it here is a perfect place. And it has this energy that somehow smashes this heavy energy. It clears it. The problem is, though, that when you've given peace to a client, because black tourmaline has helped with the grief of the mind, because you do normally work either, again, the mind, the heart, or the stomach, but predominantly the heart. What happens is they feel this lovely peace, then they go away, and then something triggers them again. So they're constantly triggered by memory of their loved ones. Once that trigger comes, it normally ends up with, I'll never see them again. I'll never hug them again. I never told them what I wanted to tell them. I feel bad because we fought, or it's all a negative. It's normally a negative, and then it falls down again and sits in the heart. So grief is probably one of the most challenging energies to heal, and it takes time. And the way I found that I helped with people with grief was this, and to try and help them connect to the person that they feel grief with. So of course I would use this and I would use this. This is going to help heal and help connect them to the very spirit that they're feeling the pain with. Also, by recognizing that whatever the issue was is no longer. So grief coupled with guilt, now it's just grief, not the guilt. The guilt's gone. So, they're feeling the spirit world closer. But with that spirit world being close, they're remembering any issues. So you've got to get rid of the issues, right? This is how grief works to me as a healer. So I've got to get rid of any issues. Right, we need to heal from that. There is no pain in the spirit world. There is no anger. There is no jealousy. There is no rage. There is no bitterness. There's no such thing. You're pure energy. There is no negative energy. It's high energy. There is no low energy. Doesn't even exist there. So when you explain this, they're happy, they love you, they miss you, they're around you all the time. you're giving them more reason to, oh, okay, it's not a painful scenario anymore because of this situation. Now, when you're connecting to the spirit world, rather than feel the loss of a family member, a healer should help guide that client into, every time you think of somebody that you love, normally is because of their presence. It's a big one to deal with because most people don't deal, they just don't believe it, but it's true. Why did you just think about them? Now, if you're opening something and you find a picture of somebody that you love, that's different. Maybe it is argued many times that the reason why you found that picture is because they're there. But if you just stick with this little snippet of information, if you just sat there and for some reason somebody that you love in the spirit world just pops into your head, it's 9 times out of 10 it's because they're there. Now, if you can help your client change by using crystals and working with them so that they think, okay, next time I think about my mum, say, I'm going to know she's there. And that's beautiful because I'm going to close my eyes and try and speak to her and just say, hey, mum, love you with all my heart. I miss you so much. I'm glad you're here with me. And you start a conversation. You know, there's something about people that talk to themselves. When you watch them, you think, oh, they're crazy. But as a healer point of view, how many people have I ever seen talk to themselves and then think, there's spirit next to them, that there's a grandma next to them, there's a pet next to them. So next time you see somebody talking, just think about that, okay? But there's also times that people do talk to themselves and they're talking to a darker spirit, an evil spirit. Of course there is. There's tons of reasons why, but I'm just giving you information that I learned through this work. So I hope that's helped and cleared things up a little bit. If you want to try and help, if you're a healer or you're somebody that you love, somebody who can't heal from grief, then go to your local crystal store, get a nice piece of black tourmaline, gift it to them, and just say, you know, I was listening to this crazy guy with the silly tops, and he mentioned something that every time you think about your daughter or your mom, or like, it's because they're there and your energy is picking it up, but your brain doesn't understand that, so it just sees it as a memory. But actually, they're there. They're next to you, loving you. And if you can change that perception from I miss them to they're here, boom, I see the healing process. And it's much quicker and quicker and quicker. Like me, I lost my mum at 12. Now, I can honestly say, hand on heart, if she was here, I wouldn't have been able to do the work that I did. Would I want her here? Of course I would. Of course I'd want her here now. But she is here now. She's right here next to me. She's helping me speak. She's guiding me to say the right things, guiding me not to say the wrong things, being careful, being loving, and helping me, guide me as she has done from the first moment that she left. And she's always with me. And it's up to me to recognize that, not up to my mum. That's for me to clear my poisons from my body. It's up to me to clear the lies that are fed to me every day by government and by the nonsense out there. It's up to me to look in the mirror and start asking, what do I need to do to heal myself? What do I need to do to feel what I'm meant to feel? What do I need to do to find my purpose in life? It's up to me. No government, no doctor, no teacher, no healer can give you that. Only you can. And crystals is a good way to work on that journey. It really is. So yeah, I hope that helps a little bit. I find certain crystals fascinating. Somebody asked me the other day, what's the difference between a polished crystal and an unpolished crystal? And I said, yes, a really good question. So I thought I'd just show you a polished crystal. So beautiful, isn't it? Welcome to the world of malachite. Absolutely beautiful, polished, really beautiful. Malachite's a good crystal to talk about because malachite unpolished, people say, "Ooh, be careful. It's a little bit dangerous. Be careful." If you look at the content of minerals and stuff, there is some bits, some bit of poison in there. Like, I've worked with malachite for 20 years. So I'd just be a little bit hesitant to people who just always try to scare you. So the polished, what is the difference between polished and unpolished and natural? Nothing really. It's more of a personal thing. Polished is easier to hold in the sense of you're not going to get scratched. I mean, the crystal behind me, it's like glass. It's like glass. It's like smashed glass. If you work with such a big piece like that, that is like glass. Literally, it's like glass. And you can slice your finger very easy with that if you're handling such a big piece. So that's not that. So polish that up, and it's not going to be like glass. It's going to be smooth and lovely like this. So I like it like this. And the other thing is that it's got a coating on it. It's like a polish coating on it. Does that affect the frequency? No, it doesn't. I've had arguments and I've lost some of my best clients. I'm literally some of my best clients on markbayersky.com who spent thousands. I had one particular lady who got so pissed off because I was so frustrated trying to tell people that glue on here doesn't make any difference. It's not going to cause any difference. The glue on here, it's not going to cause any difference. It's not going to make any difference. A crystal can vibrate through lead. A crystal well underground can vibrate above the ground through rock, mud, right the way up to the top. We're talking 50, 100, 200, 1 mile up. It vibrates and comes up to the top and heals humanity and the area around for miles and miles. A little bit of glue isn't going to cause any issue, guys. Don't listen to people who are trying to listen to people who can see frequency and know how it works. Causes no issue at all. None at all. So I said that on one of my videos, and she took offense and never heard from her again. Absolutely gutted. She was a lovely lady, but she took offense, and I didn't mean to be nasty. I was frustrated because people listen to other people who have no clue about this work. They just make up stories, and they're just good talkers. That's all. And like, how do you know that? How do you know that? Like that this bit of glue is going to cause issue to the crystal? What are you talking about? So it just don't make no sense at all. None at all. So the fact that it's polished is lovely because it's not going to kick out any dust. It's not going to, mucky you. A great example is this crystal. Call it crystal. It is. It's a crystal. Everyone's a crystal. So this is shungite. Shungite, when it's in its natural form, is very dusty. When it's polished, it's lovely. You don't get any of that residue from it. So that's another good thing. Polished is very easy to work with. You can basically use it around yourself. When it's not polished, and I'll show you in a minute, that's going to be difficult because you're going to scratch yourself. So working with a polished crystal is really, really good. It's not going to cause any issue. It's nice and gentle, and I find that lovely. And it's easier for new beginners to work with. However, and I am very much a however, I love my natural crystal. So what you're seeing here is a beautiful piece of malachite. and that's in its natural form. Now, you can't tell me that ain't beautiful. You can't say to me that I want to hold that, Mark. There's something about that I want to hold. I want to work with that. That's because it is beautiful. That's because you can feel the beauty of Mother Nature in its raw form. Beautiful? Yes, it is. We're polishing it and showing you how beautiful it looks when it's polished. Raw? Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I want to get my hands on that and I want to hold it and work with it. Now, I can't be like rubbing it on my face because I scratch myself and it might kick off a little bit of dust, but I love raw crystals. I just love Mother Nature, but I also love polished. I love every one of them. Is there a difference in frequency between this one and this one? There is no difference in frequency. Same energy, same frequency. The only difference is, and I'll give you a great example here. This is a good example. So when I show you this citrine, this is fired citrine. What you've got here is lots of pointers. So these pointers, like this pointer, will direct the energy through here. It's a natural thing. It's like all pointers. They naturally give off frequency off the tips. And if you're good at looking at energy, you'll see a vibration around the tip. You'll see a vibration run down, but the difference in frequency or chi, prana, life force, this energy, you can see it like that much. But just at the top, there is also a frequency that vibrates quite high. So my point being is this: a raw crystal like this gives off energy points of frequencies, right? Also gives off the energy of the crystal. So that's the difference between this, which gives off an energy all around it, like your chi, your prana, your life force. This has got a life force. It's a living energy. And this, from the points, naturally shoot out this energy. So if you're working with that and it's a smaller piece and it's got points like that, then when you're putting it over the third eye, you're getting the whole of the energy from the crystal plus the points which are shooting down. And if you've got that in your hand and you're holding it like that, and there's 6 or 7 points, and you can work that way, you can feel and you can sometimes see these almost like beams of energy healing straight through the body. Fascinating. So here's a lovely piece, and actually you can actually see some of that in here. This is beautiful. I've just had these made. So I have a lot of clients who want bigger pieces. Why? Because they're healers, or some people just love bigger pieces to wear. So azurite is a beautiful crystal. It's like a bluey and then green. So you've got your, I mean, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful and it's natural. And this is great energy. And when you look at the back of there, look how beautiful that is. Look how it shimmers. It's natural, beautiful energy. So again, some people say to me, yeah, Mark, it's got all silver at the back. It's not touching me. Doesn't matter. Silver has a frequency that is very, very, very much, in my opinion, it vibrates at a frequency that is close to, I would say, Herkimer, in the sense that I've noticed that when crystal is around silver, the silver seems to help it vibrate even more. So you are receiving energy from here. It's coming through, but it's coming through at a different, when you look at that, if I turn this crystal this way and you're looking at the energy that comes off here, when then you turn it this way and look at the energy coming off here, it's slightly different and it just looks really strong. So I think, and I always have done, silver is one of the best partnership to hold a crystal up. I've seen copper. It's great. It's really beautiful. I've seen leather. Don't really see much in energy shift or change in that. I've seen gold, again, amazing, different, but silver's always been for me a perfect balance. Now, that said, do I prefer to have this all in silver? I do a mixture, and sometimes I'll see and feel some amazing energy coming off a full back of silver with a crystal like azurite. So sometimes I'll feel and look at the back, and I'll just, I don't really know why, but I'll just say, please don't put silver at the back of that one. I want it so that it touches the skin. And a lot of the times it's because if it's like Motherstone's beautiful, by the way. Don't think any different. Motherstone is perfect. She's there to grow her baby, which is the crystal. But if it's the crystal, the full crystal, I like to feel it. If it's Motherstone, then I have no problem putting a back into it, because it just feels right. I don't know why, it just feels right. So sometimes I'll just cap it like that, depending on the crystal. That's the Motherstone of Cavansite. Cavansite is there. This is the Motherstone. And again, I don't mind depending on what it's like, but you know, it's beautiful. I could have easily put silver on there, and I have done many times, but this looks nice. So it's a lot of the times it's more about feeling than what's right and wrong. So I like either or. There's not a crystal that I don't feel like I've made a mistake with. I always feel that feels like I've done what I needed to do. I'd like to just come on to fake crystals. I'd just like to talk to you a little bit about fake crystals. So turquoise, when you break a piece of turquoise, you can see that inside the turquoise itself is slightly different, you know, just all over the place here and there. Like, it's not all perfect one color. You can see the grains and how the crystal is formed. Okay, then you get a fake crystal. That's this one. It cost me, I think, 50 pounds at a show, and it's fake. This one is a fake one. So if I'm to break this, you'll see that inside it's all one color. I don't want to break it. I just like it like this, but you can clearly see there that this bit has been kind of colored. So it's they dip them, and then they put dirt in there. So this is kind of dirt here, dirt there. It looks very good. It's one of the best ones I've ever bought. That's why I bought it. They make it look cracked as well. It's so clever. So how do you recognize one from the other? I tell you what I used to do, and maybe you can try and do it. You can go and buy yourself a fake crystal. So you can go to your crystal store and demand a fake crystal. I'm sure they've got some. They all make mistakes. So try and buy some fake crystals. Try and buy them as fake and not composite fake. So if it's composite, meaning that they take part of the real crystal, crush it down to dust, and then take a fake crystal or whatever composite they use, crush that all up together, and then when you get your machine, to test it, it will show that it's actually a real crystal, but it's actually not a real crystal, but it has fragments of the real crystal in. What I'm saying is, get a crystal that is not. So here's not a moldavite. So this is a piece of glass. Okay, looks like moldavite-ish. It's not brilliant, but it kind of looks like moldavite. if you put it in a very dark place and shine a UV under it, you'll see it shines really bright. Moldavite won't do that. You'll look at it and inside it looks like there's clouds here and there, so it won't all shine bright. This one shine fully bright. That's kind of one way of testing it, but it's not accurate. But just let me grab a beautiful piece of Besanitse here, piece of Besanitse. This is a genuine piece. You can't fake this one. It's very difficult to fake that. So what you would do is you would put two pieces down and take your finger, and this is what I used to do. Practice, it's called practice. And you would close your eyes and just no music, just silence, and then just put the tip, just get your tip and touch it, just gently touch it and just hold it there. Okay, a few seconds, and now go to the real piece and do the same thing. Touch it. Oh, tingly here straight away. Tingles straight, instantly. Tingles. Heart feels like I want to breathe in and out. I'm getting this pressure on my chest. My ears starting to hurt. Why is that? Because this is a piece of glass and there is no feeling to that. This is a moldavite from out of this world, and I'm getting all sorts of feelings. So this is a way that you can start the process of learning how to feel crystals from fake crystals. It's a really good exercise. So again, the other way would be to take a real crystal, put it in both hands, sit it down somewhere, be comfortable, and just breathe and just be in that moment. Be present. Don't look for anything. Don't want anything. Just be present. I'm getting all sorts of feelings right now. Wonderful, wonderful feelings. I'm seeing colors now, starting to, something's opening. My third eye's opening. I'm seeing like a vortex, a tunnel, which is incredible. I can see it widening. I can feel something happening here. Okay, I'm going to just put that down. I could carry on. Again, that could be 10 or 15 minutes. Get a piece fake, put it in my hand. I always like to do a deep breath out when I've finished from one to another. Nothing. I'm getting nothing at all. I don't feel anything in my heart. I don't see anything happening here at all. I'm just sat here. I feel fine, but I don't feel anything. So I would practice that on a daily basis. And that really, really helps you attune to crystals. I think that's really good exercise. So I'll just move them to one side. I'd like to come back to the fired citrine, if you don't mind. So I want you to see that citrine. And if you can ever find a piece of citrine with these pointers, and then take your hand and place it on here. Obviously, you want to rest it down somewhere, right? And then simply close your eyes. But with your other hand, make sure it's out like this and somewhere rested, so you're receiving energy. A deep breath always when you start with a new crystal, and breathe out slowly. So already I'm feeling here again, something's opening like crazy. I feel tingly on my fingertips. All over my palm is going crazy, like I'm feeling fire being blasted through it. I feel the warmth running up my arm straight away. I feel very excited. I feel like my heart is becoming strong, really strong now. I feel like I want to breathe. I feel like there's something happening with this hand as well. It's becoming very warm. It's feeling the same strange feeling that my other hand is feeling almost. It's feeling numb. It's feeling tingly. I'm getting some pain in my jaw, which I know I've got an issue in my jaw. So that's a good sign. That's healing taking place. Something is healing here, across here. I'm feeling tension and heaviness, but it's healing. It's not negative. It's healing. It's just clearing what is trapped or stuck there. So it has to get rid of it. So you're going to feel it being pulled away. Very beautiful. Working with pointers, I would say, is a good move for 2026. Wow. Just wow. So, like, look at my hand. It's all the points are everywhere on the hand, but what a wonderful feeling from pointers. What a brilliant idea. So imagine this in your room, the effect that it's giving the room. Beautiful. That is a beautiful room crystal. So yeah, I also wanted to show you a rare crystal that is extremely rare. My company invested in this crystal because I saw it a few years ago in a beautiful place filled with crystals, and I don't know, I just wanted it. It just felt right, and I've been working with it ever since. And this crystal I normally work with at night time. And the reason why is because I get a good night's sleep with it, and there's some kind of detox. So it looks a bit unusual. Welcome to the world of, I'm going to call it from its nickname, because I can never remember properly how to pronounce Kakokotite. I struggle with it, but they call it deer blood crystal, because you can see it looks like speckles of red. That red is like the ruby in it, and it's from a place, I believe, Greenland. I can't remember exactly now. I think it's Greenland. But to get this, you have to travel. Like, you can't just get to it. You've got to go by helicopter and so on. But this is a rare piece. This size is like gold dust. You just don't come across it. This is thousands and thousands and thousands of euros for this. But the beauty about this crystal, and you can buy them in small pieces, they're still beautifully equal to big pieces. It's not that a big piece makes any difference to the little piece, because I work with little tiny pieces, and I actually have a ring as well. But the ring that I use, it's so small, but I use it on my third eye. So I won't put it on, but I'll hold it and just put it there on the third eye. Really fascinating dreams, really fascinating dreams. When you work with this, there's a detox that takes place. You sleep much better. You feel better in the morning. There's something about relaxing. You feel like you're being, it's like a massage. So inside, spiritually speaking, this heals you at such a high level, such a high level. It's so beautiful. I've fallen in love with this crystal like no other. It's just phenomenal for my well-being, for my blood, for detoxing. This is really profound, and the dreams are phenomenal. They are so lucid, it's unreal. So Kakokotite. Just, why couldn't you just call it something else? There's another crystal as well I want to share with you, which is very, very special. And it comes from a mountain in America. And it's a type of, you can just see it here, just there. That is opal. And this is from a place called Mount Shasta. And very rare to find. It's called Mount Shasta opal. So if I'm ever trying to pull myself out of a negative space, if I want to work on a higher level of vibration, if I want to attune to things that I'm struggling with and I don't see the light, this is what I work with now. and it's always by here, and I'll always hold it in my hand. And how I work with it is I'll put it down, and instead of putting your hand on a mouse, put your hand on this piece and just hold it there. And while you're working, like this is what I did when I was working on the ancient art of flower reading. It's finished now, just going through the process of it. I would hold this crystal like this in my hand, and I would work on this beautiful book. And something happens whereby ideas, thoughts, channeling, just information that I would never have thought about would come through. And thus, working with crystals should be a way of trying to understand what you're gaining from the crystal. That's ultimately what is the frequency. Why am I feeling this way? What's going on? The questioning, the feeling, and the interpretation that you become the pupil and the teacher is so relevant to working as a beginner with crystals. Listening to other people like me should only be 1% of your journey. Reading books on crystals should be maybe 2% of crystals. 98% of your journey with crystals should be you knowing that what that crystal is and what it does is what you get from it, not what Doreen Virtue or whoever it is tells you about how you should work with them. Forget that. You are unique. You are a frequency above anybody's frequency. You are incredibly rare, and the frequency that you vibrate at is different from anybody else. So nobody can tell you. You can't pick up the Crystal Bible by Judy Hall and say, this is how it works. It doesn't work that way for everybody. Everybody is different. There are similarities. There are frequencies and energies that certainly do work in certain ways. But ultimately, I've noticed, if I'm to say, what is the percentage of this crystal working on the third eye and for the connection of the spirit world, I would say it would be more of 30% to 70% of it working differently with people. So there is a similarity. There's maybe 20 or 30% that certain people will feel the same. But I come to the very sad conclusion, because I go against books, that it's not going to happen for everybody. So that's my truth. That's how I feel. We're up to 1 hour. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'll do a part 3. I hope you appreciate what I've shared with you. You're not all going to agree with what I've said. You're all going to think it's bullshit. Some of you are going to think this is amazing. Some of you are going to think this just doesn't make any sense. But at least you're listening. At least you're here. And all I ask you to do is work with the crystal and figure out what crystal works best for you and why. And you know what? Sticking with that crystal for a while is sometimes a good thing. Like, I really like what's happening here. Good, stick with it. Stick with it and work with it. Enjoy it. The point will be, or the time will be, that you will, for some reason, I think I need a change. I think I need to try something else, right? There is a reason for that. Many reasons. My conclusion is that whatever that crystal did for you, it's done now. You've got the energy you've needed. It's already in you now. So now you're going to another crystal that's going to work on you in a different way. And that's just my thought process. I'd love to write a book on crystals, but it would send everybody all over the place. So I don't think it's a smart move. I think my Ancient Art of Flower Reading, this new beautiful book coming out soon, I think you'll love that. I think you'll really appreciate it, because it's very similar to the frequency of crystals. Flowers vibrate at a frequency, they hold information. And to learn how to understand flowers is also a beautiful thing. And it kind of resonates for the same thing with crystals. So, yeah, I hope you appreciate that when it comes out. I don't know, maybe 8 years into it, and it's only 150 pages, but a lot of work, and I hope you understand and appreciate it. So, yeah, that's it. I'm wishing you a lovely day. That's my little 1 hour gift to you today. I hope you appreciate it. It's done with love. Every crystal that you see here, you can go and find at your local crystal store. I have a crystal store, of course I do, but I'm not encouraging you. I'm just sharing that I have a crystal store with only a few crystals on, just about 18,000. So it might take you a while to go through them, but they are all worked on by me. They're all cherry picked from all over this world. And like I said, I've worked with all of them, many for tens, some of hundreds of hours, and I put pure energy healing into them. That's why they're a little bit different from other crystals. I also have aura sprays, which I think are the best in the world. That's my humble opinion. I think they're the best. I think I also have incense sticks, which I believe are the best in the world. I haven't come across anything to touch them. And my oils are very unique. So that's really, I have crystals, incense, and oils, and that's it. That's my business. And this is my joy. This is my life. It's not work. Every day I wake up every morning just thinking how blessed I am to be able to hold a new crystal today. Like today I'm holding Cobalt Spinel. I worked with it this morning. Only 2 pieces. I've been after this for ages, and it's gorgeous. So yeah, I love working with different crystals every day, and I hope you appreciate the website. I hope you appreciate that everything that you buy from there is all free worldwide delivery. So have a great day. Take care, everybody. Love you all. Bye for now. See you soon.